Hi, I'm Nina Eiselstein, and um, like my first video on this YouTube channel was 8 years ago. You remember what I did then? I was wearing a hijab for a week, and I was testing and seeing how everybody would react on it. And that week gave me a lot of, I don't know, I felt peace when I was wearing the hijab. So it was not a bad thing for me. I didn't see it as a bad thing. And recently uh, I have became a Muslima. I converted myself on the 6th of April. So that is almost two and a half months ago that I converted myself to the Islam. And I'm very happy with that choice, but I also th- there are still challenges on the way because there's so much to learn and so much things I still don't know. So I wanted to tell you guys why I converted myself to the Islam, what made me do it. Yeah, the little background story. And I want to start making videos every week, and I hope I can post one video every week about my own journey, and I hope you can feel like I'm on the same path, or I hope you have something like that is helping you in some way. So yeah. So 8 years ago, I was 17, and I was still in school. I was studying social work back then, and we got a task like you can choose anything you want, and you can be very creative with it. I don't know how I came up with it, but I chose to wear hijab for 7 days, so a week. And so I went to school with the hijab. I went to work with the hijab. Everywhere, also back home. I was still living with my parents back then. I was also coming there with a hijab. They didn't like it at all. I was not allowed to come home with the hijab on. So I basically had to put it off before I entered the house. I even told them it was only for a week. It's not that I had converted myself back then. But they still didn't allow me to go home with the hijab. So that was really frustrating me back then. But yeah, I accepted it because they are my parents. So yeah, there's not much to do with that. And I also did the Ramadan, the fasting, a couple of times. Sometimes I did it for 2 weeks, sometimes for the whole month. I think I did it quite some years, and because I wanted to test myself, and it was really calming as well. Like after the first 1 or 2 days, it was my new normal. So it was really funny how easy your body can adapt to it, and I really believe the good effects for your body. And I think because I was just interested in Islam, so all those things combined, I just went for it. So I fasted a couple of times during the Ramadan, and this year as well. I started with the Ramadan again, and yeah, it was nice. I also did a couple of courses in the mosque. I think the first course was like the basic principles of being a Muslim. So they were teaching us about the 5 principles. I don't know, the 5 big things, like praying every day, 5 times a day, um, paying zakat, like if you have that amount of money, you need to give some money from yourself to the poor to help everyone. So, and also the Hajj, going to the Qibla. I think, I mean, everything I ever heard about the Islam was really nice, and I really believed those things. So, yeah, since I was young, I was interested in Islam. Um, yeah, I was interested, but I was not easy to convince. Like, I'm going to convert myself. I never was able to make that decision because I mean it's a big decision from being a atheist. Like I did believe in in something, but I didn't have a faith. So, and I mean, I was yeah, I didn't see it happening. Like, oh, then I need to wear hijab, wear different clothes. There was a lot of a lot of things on the way before I would do that. And I had a couple of talks with some people. They were saying like, like you believe all this, then you basically are a Muslim. So why not converting yourself? And I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't. Nah. I was too afraid. And I think it was afraid of the unknown. I mean, I think everyone has that. But yeah, I was really afraid of the unknown. Like, what would people say of me, think of me? They know me as Nina now, and what if they will abandon me or not like me anymore? But I've been on the spiritual path for some years now. So I'm an holistic therapist, and I do Reiki. Um, I have a lot of, I can also give constellations, family constellations, but constellations you can give them about anything. Um, so I did a lot of self work, self healing the last couple of years. And I was thinking like the Islam and the spiritual way, they cannot be combined. So they cannot go together. Um, yeah, that was the thing. Like for me, I couldn't say like, no, I'm not doing the spiritual things anymore, and I'm only doing the Islam. No, it was for me like, I want them both, you know, not one of them, just both of them. So I was every time I kept asking people like, can they be combined? But a lot of people didn't know what I exactly did. They hadn't experienced it. So, and everybody was having their own view on it. Of course, that's how life is. Um, so yeah, that's what also kept me in the atheist way till till it was the end of March, I guess. Yeah, the end of March this year. Um, I I went to do a truffle ceremony, and with truffles, I mean, I had a microdose truffle once before, before the March event. So this was the first time that I was gonna do truffles, like 15 grams of truffle, taking in, eating. That was the first time. But I felt like I was ready for it, and especially at the company where I did it. I mean, the the men and the women, they are so amazing, and I really felt safe with them. So I really had trust in the process, and they told me that you can get a lot of insights from it. So I was like, okay, let's go. So I put my intention. I don't know anymore what my intention was back then, but that doesn't matter. The things I received from that ceremony, I mean, I was spacing. I was spacing. I saw things that I normally don't see. I mean, the shapes were different, you know? I was in a different state. And when it was over, I felt reborn. Like, really, that's how I felt. Reborn. The biggest two aspects that I received were one, I really felt like converting to the Islam. Like, I saw myself driving to the mosque, the closest mosque to my house, and converting myself. My sister was there to be with me, to support me, and it was really feeling like that was happening right after the ceremony, the truffle ceremony. But oh wow, I mean, that's a big decision. Oh. Okay, that was the first insight I got. The second insight was um, that I really like dancing and I want to involve dancing more in my life. So I also want to involve dancing in my company. So I organized dance workshops, which are very amazing. Like, I really love them. I really love them. But okay, about the converting part. So I was really happy afterwards, like, because I felt reborn, you know? So I had to tell the people, like, we were the group and everyone had their own process. And to me it felt like I was the only one who was happy like that. I was the happiest. I couldn't stop laughing either way. Oh. It was really good. So I wanted to tell them like what happened, and but it was a little bit scary for me that I wanted to tell them like I want to convert myself to the Islam because you don't know how people react. But I told them and it felt okay. And afterwards, we also talked about it with some other people that were doing the ceremony. And yeah, it was really beautiful. But I didn't feel like, I mean, I was very tired. It was exhausting the whole day, and I didn't sleep the night before. So no, I, I didn't dare to go to the mosque right away. Like, it was crazy. So a couple of days later, I went to the mosque, like ask if they had someone I could talk to, like, hey, I want to convert myself. So, um, but it was already Ramadan, so it is a very busy month in the mosque. So it took a while before I got a message from um, the women who was going to help me converting. Um, so at some point I went back like, hey, I didn't hear anything. I think I waited for a week. I didn't hear anything, so I was like, I really want I want to do this as soon as possible. So then I got a, we picked a date and then I went there. I'll tell you in another video how it went on the day of my conversion, of converting myself to the Islam. And I mean, there's a lot to share. So if you want to see that, stay tuned and I will see you later.